speak up when I hop about to cut. I promise I'm gonna speak up when I hop about to cut. I promise I'm gonna speak up when I hop about to cut. I promise I'm gonna make a scene. Got lights, cameras, action, but I promise that
Oh, I wasn't trying to record, but okay. So, I really wasn't, guys. I was trying to take a picture. There's a dragon decal for the... They were a lot bigger than I thought they were going to be. I know you're all like, well, dummy, didn't you measure it? I thought I did, but I didn't measure it right. So the biggest problem that I have is the claw going across this vent down here, guys. The claw can go across the fender, and I'll just cut it at the fender and the door there, and then when you close it, you'll see the rest of it. You know, that's what I'll do with the door, too, right here in the middle. And, yeah, right there and right there. The horn's coming up too high, okay? So we may have to trim both horns to make them look even. The dent in the back of this car, remember, guys? The dent back here? Amber's listening to Jelly Roll. There's a big dent, or a little dent, right there. And if I put the decal there, how am I going to repair that dent? Like, I just have to be real careful, and I want to do a good job of fixing the dent, guys, but I can't fix the dent if I have a decal over it, so trying to decide what to do. I was kind of excited, kind of almost wanted to... Do you guys see that dent? Where's it at? Let me find it with my hand here. Thank you, babe. Go ahead and sign your light. There it is. See the dent right there, guys? It's actually pretty bad. Yeah, some asshole dented my car. We're not going to get into that again. But, because I've already ranted and raved on one video for you guys of that. Say hi, babe. Okay, she don't like him. Pardon my French. I'm over 40. I can say what the hell I want. Anyway, that's how I feel. But it's going to look really cool. So I'm kind of excited about it. Look at that, guys. Okay, that's awesome. Alright guys, well I will let you know when I get these done. We'll show you some videos, and this is actually going to be badass with this car. It will be neon green, just like the color we're going with. This side was not so good till we learned the hinge method of putting a huge decal on. We didn't do as great, but this side we're using the hinge method, where you separate your decal with a piece of tape and you work each side separately. Sorry, I don't know why my phone's blurring, but it works a lot better. What do I do with my squeegee? Hey guys, what's up? Oh, there you go. I had to get rid of this dragon. Get you some goo going. Really just hold your rag under the sticker. Okay, so we had to use a little razor blade, and you go real flat to get the sticker off. That was the dark green dragons that Amber bought me. And then it's going to leave a sticky residue, so take you a rag and some goo gone, douse it with that stuff, and just lightly scrub it, and you'll see that glue starting coming off. But you're going to have to just, soak it. It'll come off, and then clean it with some glass cleaner, and it'll be alright. So, there's the dragon, guys. I get Amber to walk around the car. I still have that dent there to fix. The dragon is far enough away that I can still repair that. Shouldn't be a big deal. Now, they're going to look different if you guys look at it. When we did this one, we took the entire backing paper off and just had the sticky part, right? And then together we had to do it at once. So we didn't think about how to do it. I haven't done a decal this big in my life. My dragons on my ZX2 were, I don't know, about this big maybe. They weren't as big as this. This is the whole side. This is like 70 inches, I think. This is like the whole side of the car. So this one got stuck like that. Which it looks okay, guys, for not having it professionally done. We've never done decals like this, so it's the first time, so it's not bad. This one, I showed you guys how we did this. We did what's called a hinge in the middle. So go ahead and keep all the paper on it, flat it, lay it down, and rub it so that the sticky part is sticking to the paper, okay, coming off the backing. Then lay it where you want it and put a couple pieces of tape to hold it. And having two people works because we did it together. find a middle section and put a piece of tape all the way through the middle. So that's called your hinge. Then you're going to take this piece of paper, pull it up, and okay, wait a minute.
Tear the back off.
Tear the back off, start peeling it from here, and then cut it from behind, okay? And then you have the back off. And then slowly lay it down and work it up and down while spraying it with water. You'll want water on this and water on the sticky paper, not the other paper, not the backing. The back of it, do not get wet. And by the way, don't get this part too wet because it took forever to dry and it left a lot of bubbles. So anyway, so we'll start laying it down, and Amber's slowly gonna brush it like this. Problem with this decal, so I wanted my claw across the fender, which is cool, his front claw. It was so big, guys, bigger than I thought it was gonna be. I thought I measured it, but I didn't measure it right. It had to go over the bump guard here, which I hate because it didn't want to stick to it. It is sticking to it now because it's getting warm outside. But, so anyway, so you've done that part, and you go up and down, getting the water out as much as possible. Leave the top paper on it. That's your sticky paper. Then you're going to come back here. Take your tape off of here. Peel this one back. This has already been cut in the middle of the paper underneath. That's your hinge, right? You can take this piece and this piece off and go ahead and peel the back off of this. Same thing. Now you're going to start brushing this down. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Now, you're spraying water as you do this on this decal on the car, okay? The water, the purpose of the water is so you can keep moving the decal around. Like, we start to lay this down, it had a bump in it, oops, peel the whole tail up. You just lay it back down. You can kind of move it around when it's got water. The problem with the water is it doesn't want to dry. So when you start and you go and you smooth all this out all the way across, and you start peeling the top paper off, the decal's still stuck to the paper. It won't go on the car because it's too wet. So water, yeah, too much water, no. So I think we used too much water. So we had trouble. I went and got a hairdryer to get that off, but also to put this down. But anyway, I think it looks all right, guys. It's really going to rock at a car show. I am going to get new coilovers for this car. They're going to be green. I'm going to redo my brakes in the summer with the green. I'm going to fix the dents in here. We're going to finish the rear splitter, side skirts, and the front bumper and the splitter. And then I'm going to finish the diffuser on the back of the car. The diffuser's sitting in there in the garage. I'm still kind of smoothing it out. And then we are thinking about, once all that's done, we're going to finish the hood. Where the hood is welded by my friend is fine. I've decided it's fine. I'm not going to worry about this and this through here. I'm going to use some metal glaze, sand all this down, and use some metal glaze to fill all this. We're going to smooth it and go ahead and put the mesh in here and paint it the neon green. And Amber is going to do some flames for me up the top of the hood. I think we want some fire going up the top of this hood to match the dragons. I don't know where I left off, but I was sanding the diffuser. So here's what I got to do. Fill some of these holes. They look kind of rough. Yeah, lots of holes. Smooth it all out. This is getting heavy, guys. This is going to be heavy on the back of the car. I didn't mean for it to get that heavy. It's not heavy when it's foam and fiberglass, but when you start adding the Bondo, it gets heavy. That's why I didn't really want to cover the whole thing with Bondo. Where you can't see it, I don't care. The underneath is going to be a rock chip guard. That's the only thing I'm spraying on it. The rest of it will be paint, and the edges we're going to do the neon green. So these got to be trimmed up. Probably got to be made a little smaller because, see, they're just a little too big. And we'll just fiberglass them into it probably. I'll have to sand this to do that. These, I got to fiberglass the other side. Ow. Stuff's sharp, by the way. Got to fiberglass the other side. So that's what I'm going to do. A little Bondo spreading on here, a little fiberglass on here. And then, I did insulate the back seat of the car. I am going to insulate the doors. This door panel, I don't think the paint did very well on it. I actually like to clean it up, take it around the corner, and see if I can spray black paint, see if it'll do any better for me. Didn't seem to want to stick. So maybe we can wash this with some Dawn dish soap, let it dry, put a little adhesive promoter on it, and see if we can paint it again. Because if you look at it, guys, The paint didn't stick too well. I don't really want to put that in my car looking like that. So we'll see. And then I have some ideas for the pillar I got from a guy on the internet. Yeah, the dragons look awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate any positive feedback. The pillars that come down, I'm actually going to line those with the same green vinyl that we're going to do the headliner with. And the sun visors. So even though I covered these with decently with some headliner material, it's covered decently, it's not great, I'm going to do those with vinyl. And the seats we're going to have reupholstered, actually. And I haven't decided what colors I'm going to reupholster the seat with. Some of this is not set up yet. And some of this has little flaws in it. And that's okay. It's not perfect. But it's pretty good. Me and Amber did a pretty good job on it, I think. So, I hope you guys like the dragon decals. Like I said in the other video, we're going to do some flames on the hood. Amber's going to airbrush that. Eventually, we'll take the stickers off, guys, and we'll airbrush the sides of the car. I don't really care for stickers. I like paint better. But right now, DIY budget, built not bought. This is what the Dragani looks like.